Have you ever been halfway through a project and thought, there's got to be a better way to do this? Well, there usually is. And more often than not, the fix isn't a $500 tool. It's just a $20 gadget that makes your life a whole lot easier. Today, I'm going to show you 5 woodworking tools that you can use not only for woodworking, but for all sorts of DIY projects that are under $30. Most of them are less, and that I wish I had years ago. They'll solve some real workshop problems and save you tons of time, money, and frustration. So let's get to it. Today we're talking about 5 budget-friendly tools, each of them that are less than what probably the cost of dinner is for you. And I'll show you each tool, how it works, and why I think it deserves a spot in your workshop. Tool number 1, the Big Squeeze tube squeezing tool. How many times have you tossed out a tube of wood glue, epoxy, caulk that you couldn't squeeze out the last bit? And that means money in the trash. The Big Squeeze, it's a heavy-duty roller clamp. This thing is solid metal. You just slide the end of your tube inside here, clamp it down or hold it tight, and go ahead and turn it. And it takes everything and smashes it all toward the front. Make sure you keep the cap on the tube so it doesn't squeeze out. But you can use this for anything, even your toothpaste. No more sore hands, no more wasted glue. Over time, this thing easily pays for itself. Tool number 2, the Keen-Tech carbide tipped countersink drill bit. That's a big name. With the depth stop. This is the thing that has absolutely changed my woodworking, because have you ever used the old type of countersinks? You got to put a piece of tape on them. You press down. You try to stop where the tape is. Sometimes it goes far enough, sometimes it goes too far and it's too deep, and you definitely don't want to do that on a good project once your project's finished and sanded. This is a game changer. This thing works so good, I couldn't believe when I first started using it. Now there's 2 types. There's this one I have here, I'm going to put a link to it in the description, and another one. I recommend both of them. At the time, this one was out of stock. So they should be getting it back in, but the other one still is in stock. They both work the same. They both work great. So watch how I drill into this wood. You can see you drill as many times as you want to, and the stop goes down, it hits the wood, it doesn't leave any mark, and the depth of the countersink is perfect every time. Plus it leaves a pilot hole with the drill bit here. I wish I'd had this years ago. It would have saved a lot of headache and a lot of frustration and holes that were drilled too deep. And because it's carbide tipped, it stays sharp longer than normal bits. You get cleaner holes, less burning. In fact, it doesn't. I've never had it burn. It's less frustration, and this is a small detail that makes your work look like it came out of a cabinet shop. Tool number 3 is the Plywood Carrier. You could also call it a drywall carrier or a paneling carrier, either one. If you've ever carried a 4x8 sheet of plywood or drywall, you know it's awkward, it's heavy, it's a backbreaker. And if you're carrying it by hand, look out. So if there's 2 people picking up a sheet of drywall or a sheet of plywood, especially 3/4 inch, that's great. But if it's by yourself, you can have some real problems. So how this works, it just slips over the top of the plywood. I try to get myself into the center of it. Just get a rough center, put it on there, clamp it, and then bend your knees down, put it near your shoulder, and just stand up with your knees straight. You won't believe it. Every time I've used this on a job site and people have seen me, they'll run up and say, "What is that thing?" And I'll show it to them. And I've had so many of them immediately will take their phone out, go online and order one. It works that good. They make this size, and they also make one that's bigger. You can carry 2 sheets of plywood, but I don't want to carry 2 sheets of plywood. One's good enough. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, it was a different story, but right now, this is just fine for me. I'll take a couple extra trips. So if you work solo, this is the way to go. Don't be without it. Now, tool number 4 is the Rustoleum Comfort Grip for spray cans. I don't know about you, but how many times have you sprayed spray cans and you're holding it down for so long it leaves a dent on your hand. It's just so uncomfortable, and it's hard to keep it nice and straight. This thing is super lightweight, very simple design. You squeeze these 2 handles, you put it around the can, make sure the point of the nozzle is pointed straight, and then just pull the trigger, and that's all it is. It works just like a spray gun, perfect every time. So you can see the difference between spraying by your finger or spraying with the sprayer. When you've got the sprayer, your hand is away from it, your finger doesn't get all full of spray paint, and the difference in the control is huge. It feels like a mini paint sprayer. But for chairs, shelves, outdoor furniture, this is a must-have. And they're so cheap. I keep mine hanging right by my spray can, so it's there handy. As soon as I grab a spray can, I stick this on there and it's done. You can even use it on oil cans or silicone spray cans. Tool number 5 is the hook and loop hand sanding block. Now, if you're doing any type of woodworking, you sand and you sand and you sand. Power sanders are great, but sometimes you need the precision of some hand sanding. And you can see the problem here. You fold up sheets of sandpaper, they move around, they tear, they get in the way, they crumple up. They just don't work that good. But these sanding blocks, they use the same 5-inch hook and loop discs as your orbital sander. Just stick it on and go. You don't even have to line it up that good or be good at lining up like when you line up the holes on your orbital sander. You just line up the circle, put it, flip it around, it's good to go. Start sanding. Perfect. So they've got the one that looks like a little mouse sander or a mouse for a computer, and the other one that's a round disc. So whichever one you need, it's nice. They've got a nice soft grip. I've had these for several years, and they take some abuse, and nothing to them. They're lightweight. I keep them thrown in there. You can keep them in your pouch pocket, walking around. You don't even hardly know they're there because they're so lightweight. And you can even use old sandpaper. When it's too much for your orbital sander, just peel it off there, put it on this, and it's still good to go to use for a lot of sanding. It's perfect for touch-ups, for edges, for curves, and the best part, you don't need to buy any special paper. It uses what you already have. And I use a lot of the sanding discs. If you can see, I buy them in bulk. So I have a lot of them around. I can use whatever size grit I need. Just put it on there and it's good to go. And they're cheap enough that you can buy several of them and just keep different size grits on there. Maybe right on there if it's an 80, 60, or 120, 240. So that's the 5 woodworking tools under 30 bucks. And most of them, like I said, they're way under $30. That I think every DIYer or professional should have. I put some links down in the description if you want to check them out, if you can't find them at your local store. And don't forget, please support your local family-owned hardware store when you can. If they don't have the product and you can't find it at your other big box store, go ahead and use the link. It does help the channel and I appreciate the support. But at your local store, you usually get better service, better advice, and you're helping your community. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to share this video with friends. And don't forget my other videos. I'll put a link up here in the corner to other videos that I have that might be just the video that you need for the project that you're working on right now or one you might be working on in the future. And leave a comment down below. Tell me about your projects you're working on. Tell me if you've used some of these products or if you've got another one that you'd recommend, because I've got a part 2 coming up soon with 5 other products that you're really going to enjoy too. Thanks for watching. You take care and God bless.